Well, welcome back. I think the lawn mowing is all done. So I'm back working on my big poppy here. And I'll be working on these petals. I painted a little bit while they were mowing the lawn, and so here I'll show you this. I've got the shadow part of this petal blocked in. And the nice thing about this is nothing has to be real smooth. You want the striations in there because that's how these petals are. And then we're going to have the center of the stamens and all down in there. But now this is a mix of, the shadows are dioxazine purple plus white and ultramarine blue plus white. And then this color is white plus a little bit of cadmium orange plus a little bit of ultramarine blue. Gives me a nice warm white, not a pure white. And here I've even let a little of that background color come into the white to just help give the feeling of that shadow. These petals here are casting a shadow down this way. The light's coming from the upper right. Get that little chunk of paint out of there. So the shadow will be down into the center of the flower. But then this part of the petal will be catching the light. So I'm using, this is a mixture then of white plus ultramarine blue. Now here I want to be careful because I don't want to pull any of that red from the petal behind this into my white. I'm mixing a little bit more of that white plus ultramarine blue. I'm going through paint like crazy on this piece. I'm using a lot of paint, but it's so much fun to work in that heavy paint. Now I'm just going to kind of give me a little edge here. Just lay that paint on top so that I don't, you kind of get a little neat little texture on the edge of that petal, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, now I can start pulling my color down in and I won't pull that white. I'll have a little more of my warm white in here. Make sure the canvas is totally covered because you can see I don't know if you can see it, but it gets those white spots show through. Now I'm using, this is pure white. Because this part of the petal gets the brightest white. In fact, this white up here is too bright. I'm going to have to go back and make it a little bit duller, so I just paint over it with my white plus ultramarine blue. And I want a little bit, on this petal we do have a little bit of pink at some places in the edges. So I just bring some of that pink down in. This gives me a little pink on the edge. And it's not the whole petal. We just get a little bit. I think that's the beauty of these flowers, is that variation of color. Just the delicate colors. And my pink is a mixture of white plus permanent rose. So the permanent rose and the dioxazine purple are colors that are not normally found on our double primary palette, but they make just a clear, crisp color that we can't mix with our other colors. So I'll get a little bit lighter here. And I'm coming here again with this is pure white. And then I'm going to let it get a little softer in there because I want this little part, this little fold to stand out. So I'll let that get a little bit cooler with my white plus ultramarine blue. Come down in here. That fold comes across. So you get the light hitting here and then it hits this fold, the petal. I'm going to even have it come out further. So then the back part of that fold is going to be a little bit darker. And then this behind, this actually comes like so. And then the top edge of that petal is just rimmed with a little white. So that's that. In fact, I may come in, yeah, let's leave that like that. Now this petal back behind here, I'm going to let it go a little further around behind this one. So I just bring my ultramarine blue plus white. I pull toward this petal, and I don't pull so much of that red up there, but it's okay if a little bit of that red kind of ghosts through, because it's like it's glowing through that thin petal. Just get a hint of that red in there. Just a hint. Warms that petal just a little bit. And so this petal's casting a shadow onto that one. Yeah, just take some of my pure white. Okay, now this petal, as it comes around, has a little red rim, but we're going to just go ahead and get our white in there first. This, I have to be careful here. You can see how I'm picking up some of that red on my brush. So I have to be careful not to let too much in. But I pull my brush strokes in the direction of the way the petal goes, and then the petal comes deep down in here. In fact, this petal's casting a shadow into the depths here. And actually, I realized I was pulling that wrong way. It should come more like so, because this petal's going to have a fold around. This is going to be light, coming down in. There we go. Let's just want to get that delicate feel. Now, as this petal comes around, it starts to have some red on the edge. But first, I want to get the shadow part of it in. This again is my white plus ultramarine blue, white plus dioxazine blue. We just come down in here. There's another petal coming around right here. Picked up a little bit of that red on my brush, but that's okay. It kind of warms my shadow area here. Now I want to take a little bit of my lighter mixture and just give us a little variation within this petal as it comes up here. Now I want to make my shadow here a little bit deeper in between these to give a little more depth down in here. So I just carefully come down into this wet paint. I want to make this darker. This is my Dioxazine purple plus white. And I'm going to pull it this way so it just feathers out into this part here. We want this to give the feeling of depth in here. Got a little bit darker down in here. In fact, I'm even darkening in it more. That'll just help give the depth in that flower. Now, let's do let me pull a few strokes here to kind of cover over, make sure my canvas is covered. And then we'll add the rim. It's okay, a little bit of that red pulls into there, that's okay. And my shadow comes across, this is casting a shadow here. And this, a little bit, this needs to come lighter down into here. And this gets lighter here. So the depth of this goes down in. In fact, this petal becomes closer to this one here, so that shadow actually is going to be narrower. Okay, now we'll do the pink rim on this. Oops, I got too dark. There we go. That'll give me a nice little striation out here. There we are. Now, let's do our pink rim. This is again my permanent rose. And this, you can see I'm using I'm using bright brush, large brush, but I can just use the edge of it to make that smaller stroke. Now this edge gets a little brighter as we come up and around. I'm using a little smaller brush here. So that gets our edge in there. And I'm going to take this pink edge up here just a little bit, kind of give it a little rim on there. A little bit up here, just a little darker there. And then I want it lighter here where this light hits it. There's a couple of our petals are done. This just takes some time to do. Make that edge a little bit more definite there. So again, I appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. Please subscribe to my channel and also visit the blog. I show the complete step-by-step process of this painting on the blog. The link is in the description below. It's also on the final frame of my video. And I just thank you, and today while you're out and about, if there's somebody that you see struggling with something, maybe there's an old person that's using a walker and they're having trouble opening a door, or maybe there's a lady with several children and is unloading her grocery, give them a hand. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it really means the world to them. So you just have a wonderful, wonderful day and be nice to somebody today. Be kind.